All right. So you guys can see my screen, all of you. You can just send me a message confirming that you guys can see my screen, so we can go ahead. Mm, Excellent. All right then. So I'm just gonna restart the screen, and then we are good to go. Screens, and this is this one. Okay, so let me first introduce myself and my company. Student Solution is based in Toronto, Canada, and I am basically the head of operations for Student Solution. My name is Yasser Majid. Along with me, there are quite a few professional staffs who have been working with us for a while, and they are either they are they're covering the admission side or marketing of various activities what we promote, but we have people who have actually worked in Canada or have studied themselves in the UK or Canada. So they have quite a bit of wealth of experience in terms of dealing with the students, and they're pretty good in terms of recommending you this the universities what you're looking for. So it's quite a bit of experience which you guys are handling with. So I hope anybody who is interested in UK and Canada specifically, they are definitely at the right place to get the answers about this particular countries, about admissions, work experience, or if you're looking for a postgraduate study work permit as well. So feel free to contact any of our members. At the end of the presentation, you will have the contact details of them. But just to give an idea that these all professionals which you are going to be working with, they are all either British Council certified or they have been trained by the universities very regular basis, and they have a wealth of experience in this industry. So So what we are basically trying to cover in this whole presentation, especially at this time of the year when everything is being locked down and everybody's working from home, we are trying to give kind of an overview between United Kingdom and study in Canada options. So quite a few students who are a bit complex in terms of perplexed in terms of choosing either Canada or UK. This meeting is definitely an opportunity for them to clear their viewpoints about studying UK or Canada. Also, at the same time, they will be able to get the answers to their queries they may have. So feel free to ask, as I mentioned during the presentation, there is a Q&A box on the screen where you can ask questions on regular basis. And as we go forward, we probably will be able to answer them accordingly. So we also will be discussing about some of the programs which definitely is very helpful or very popular among Canadians and other nationalities students to in the UK as well. A lot of scholarship opportunities which we are not aware of, which many students are not familiar with the scholarship opportunities the universities have, and either they're guaranteed and what the process is to apply. So that is what is going to be covered in this presentation. Of course, we will be discussing about, or we will be telling about few of many of our students who have attained a scholarship during last few years. So if you have at the end of the session, you have any questions, you definitely can ask us by typing it in our Q&A box. So let's go with the overview of UK and Canada. Um, I know most of the students who are who wanted to apply to UK, for example, initially, they thought that UK would be UK doesn't let international students to stay there after studies anymore. The good news is it has been changed in recent times. So international students who are basically not from EU or are not Britishers, they are entitled to stay in the UK after their studies as well. So the basic overview between the Canada and UK, so that has improved a lot of interest among the international students. So the first thing is that the UK has only a 3 years or 4 years honors degree, whereas in comparison to Canada, you have to get a 4 years degree to get in 4 years of studies to get an honors degree. You can study 3 years in Canada, but it's not going to be an honors degree. So later, if you want to apply for a master's program, you probably will need to spend another year in a bachelor's program in the university level, which make you eligible to apply for a master's in the UK. The most important thing is that in the UK, you can right after your A levels or grade 12 apply to law, medicine, or physio or pharmacy degrees. So there's no additional degree needs to be taken comparing in Canada. So for example, if you wanted to go and do a law program in Canada or in medicine or pharmacy, you have to do a 4 year bachelor's degree prior to that. So that lengthens the overall education time in your life. So technically, going to UK really saves your time in terms of getting into the industry. Probably if you go to the law, you basically are saving about 4 years of your life. So going to UK is beneficial for those who are looking to study law, medicine, pharmacy, physiotherapy. But in addition, there is a uh, lot of scholarships available as well, which we will discuss later on for international students who are looking to study in the UK. Those who are basically at high level, high school level right now, might not know that in the UK there are so much of variations in bachelor's degree. Now, they can be split as year one. They can be split as HND, which is called as Higher National Diploma. And so students basically can either go to a year one program in a bachelor's degree in the UK, or they can do a year one at one school and transfer into the second year to another university. So that's a very unique option what international students have in the UK. So some students might not have that kind of grade that make them eligible to apply, say, University of Aberdeen, but they start from University of Sterling year one program. And if they have the right set of grade, they probably can go into the year two of Aberdeen or maybe University of Bangor or wherever they would like to go. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me see if someone else is coming. Okay, so students who are looking to study in the UK, they have plenty of options to start from their year one after their high school, and they can go into either year one, two, three together by choosing one university, or they can choose year one and then start moving from one university to another in the second year as well. Whereas UK has a very unique option called as 2-year LLB program, which Canada does not have it. So students who are having a 4-year bachelor's program, I know quite a few of you already have a bachelor's degree and they have inquired about law program as well from Canada. So UK basically allows a 4-year undergrad from Canada to go into a 2 years LLB rather than going into 3 years in Canada. So it again saves you 1 year too. Canada, only after your high school diploma, you only have a couple of you have 2-3 options in fact. One is of course bachelor's degree. You can go into a diploma program of a college, and then advanced diploma and a postgraduate diploma. So in terms of the variation, United Kingdom has a lot of variations for those who are graduating from high school with an A levels or equivalent to A-levels qualification across the globe. So in Canada, if you have done grade 12, if you're a high school graduate from any of the provinces, as far as you're meeting the prerequisites, you are able to get into the program right in the year one. In the UK, I know a few of you are looking to do the master's program. It's only 1 year in master's and a lot of opportunities for a scholarship. I can guarantee you will definitely be eligible for few of them for sure. The higher the grades is, the higher the work experience is, the better the personal statement is. You definitely can look for more options. But definitely there is something for you in terms of scholarships if you're going to the UK at a master's level. Canada for masters is most of them is 2 years, and of course a lot of prerequisites required, and it's a little bit of a challenging compared to the UK. For the bachelor's program, if you're applying, the best way at this moment of time when everything is in chaos, the universities are working from home, and you probably need quick responses, it's better to make a direct application to the universities. So for that, you can definitely contact us. You can always look our website or WhatsApp on this number for the details. But this gives you a pretty decent idea that if you contact um, the university representatives directly, that will give you more quick response at this moment of time, because admissions in the UK universities or in Canada is very, very busy right now. So in your interest, would suggest direct application would be much better option currently. But of course, you can use UCAS, which is the usual way of making application to the UK universities at undergrad level. Same as with the universities in the Canada. It's called OCAC, where you basically make an application to an undergrad level to universities in Canada. But it's pretty simple procedure to go through UCAS or OCAC. However, in terms of response time, it's better in this current scenario, especially to make a direct application. Masters at both sides, either you make application in Canada or in UK, it's made through university portal or through online application form, which you definitely can get an access and upload your all documents to them, either if you're going to Canada or UK. So it's pretty similar on both sides. So it's in continuation to the overview of Canada in terms of the admission process, as I mentioned. At this moment of time, UK universities have been always been pretty quick in terms of responding to the applications. I would say anything between 2 to 4 weeks is pretty general. And as far as you have all documents ready, now study students coming from Canada, they would not need particular documents such as English equivalency documents such as IELTS or TOEFL. So application from Canada is pretty quick. Normally, you would be able to get an offer or decision, I would say, from university within 5 to 10 working days. Other parts of the world, it can take a little longer, but it depends if you have all set of documents ready. And if you follow the instructions with one of my counselors, they are pretty experienced. They will let you know what kind of documents they will be needing to make an application go through and to make a final decision. So I would suggest do contact with our admission counselors in terms of what kind of program you're applying, what documents are missing. That really helps you to focus on your application and get the offer as soon as we can. As I mentioned, the undergrad application, you have to make an application through UCAS, which is the undergrad application portal. It's very straightforward in terms of making the application. However, if you are not familiar of it and if you want to put some time on it, then of course you need to, go through YouTube tutorials and of course see how it works. But if you come through us, it's very straightforward. There's no fees in terms of applying through any of the universities. It's just the portal fees, which is $25, which basically you have to pay. Either you can pay directly through credit cards, which is pretty easy. 5 choices, $25. £25 is is phenomenal. In Canada, you're looking about anything between 50 to $125. So every single university which you are applying to, you probably will be spending about roughly about $30 or $40 or more per school. So it is expensive in terms of application fee if you're not making a direct application to the institution. Pros and cons: UCAS, you can make 5 choices. OCAS, you can make 4 to 5 choices. If you make direct application, then you have to do all the work, legwork for all the universities yourself. In Canada, if you're applying for international students, most of the universities definitely need hard copies of it. They rather than they very rare accept scan copies. So it is a bit challenging at this moment of time, where things are being locked down, and how you proceed, how you send those hard copies to universities. Whereas UK universities, as far as they are genuine, as far as they are color copies of your documents, it's pretty easy to upload your documents on application portal. As far as you have reference letters or transcripts, or I would say the passport copy, that is the most integral documents right now for UK universities. They may be lenient on your reference letter, though. That's I can guarantee it at this moment of time. But it is pretty easy in terms of uploading documents. And the advantage of using any of the counselors is that we make sure your application is as much as error-free, so that your application is processed faster and you may get a decision quicker than in a normal procedure, where there's a chance that you may miss something, for example. Partial scholarships, for example, as I mentioned earlier, in the UK, is ready to give a lot of scholarship to international students. They understand that international students pay a lot of money, 3 times, maybe double the amount of what the local fees is. So there's a guaranteed kind of a scholarship for a lot of international students. Doesn't matter what part of the world you are coming from. However, Canadians may have a little bit more scholarship compared, because they come under Commonwealth countries as well. They come under a few more categories, which is specifically designed for them. But you are looking anything between £1,000 to £4,000 to £5,000. It depends upon which universities you're going to, what time of the year you're applying to. I will strongly suggest, unless you do not have an offer, you don't get this scholarship either. So you need to have an offer. Get the offer done, and then probably you have an option where we can discuss where you can get the scholarship, most of it. In Canada, scholarship is more on case-to-case basis, so it's not really a guarantee that you will get it. But of course, it depends upon your academics, your personal statements, your strong curriculum activities, what you have done, those kind of things as a merger, or is as part of your application to make a scholarship thing. This is pretty straightforward. All international students are eligible to work 20 hours per week. It's basically a global thing, rather than Canada and UK. So 20 hours per week semester time, and the 40 hours per week semester when you have an off from your semester. So it's pretty decent amount of time for somebody who's looking to study full time, honestly. But do not depend upon your personal expenses to be covered, or tuition fees, in fact, to be covered through this 20 hours per week. 20 hours is more than enough, or good enough, to cover your living expenses, probably, depending upon city where you're living at. But do not assume that you will be able to cover your tuition fees. This is a very wrong perspective from a lot of international students, which they get from different resources, that you may be able to pay your fees by working 20 hours or working a full time, because as an international student, you can't work more than 20 hours a week. So keep this in mind. The last thing about Canada and UK is that the post-study visa, especially for international students, international students can work. Recently, with the changes of immigration thing in the UK for international students, you are able to work for 2 years after you have graduated from UK institution. So keep this in mind. This is a very good opportunity for those who wanted to study in the UK and at the same time worried about their fees to be covered later on. So you probably can stay there for 2 years, and it's a good opportunity for you to not only gain work experience in the UK, but at the same time an opportunity to whatever you have spent in the UK, to you can probably work in 2 years and get that money back as well. So in the UK, it's a very good opportunity currently. It's a lot of opportunities for international in terms of its scholarships, working in the industry. You can also work as a part of your bachelor's program. You can also work as an internship or as a project consultancy project as well. That really helps you to not only gain work experience but same time earn as well. In the UK, in Canada, post-study visa definitely works differently. You probably can work for study for 1 year and get an 8 months work permit. It's called post-study visa. And similarly, as is updated by CIC website, which we can send you when you, I can send you after the presentation. But it varies from program to program. Whereas in the UK, 2 years is after your studies in the UK. Studies in the UK, doesn't matter if you study bachelor's or doesn't matter if you study the master's program. Oops, I missed that, I think. All right. So in terms of a quick, this is just a quick idea in terms of the costing. Of course, it varies from institution to institution and program to program. Like medicine and law might be maybe more expensive comparing to these more general programs. So I know medicine and law, for example, would be roughly, medicine in the UK would be roughly about £40,000, which is about 60,000 Canadian dollars. But keeping that in mind, that is for international students, number one. Number two, that you do not need an undergrad degree to get into the medicine program as well. So pros and cons, of course, but this is just to give an idea about the costing in terms of what you expect. Those who wanted the slides, for example, if you send me a message in the Q&A box, we will definitely send you these slides. So it's better for you to, have a research about these costs, for example, and it will be easier for you to revise like what have been told and link with any of the slides what have been discussed. So some of the universities, I would say there are about 120 universities in the UK across Northern Ireland, Wales, England, and Scotland. But various universities have different kind of rankings, and it depends upon the program to program basis. The ranking varies. So for example, apart from Oxbridge, like Oxford universities and Cambridge, other universities ranking, most of the universities ranking do fluctuate according to the rankings what you look at. For example, if you're looking for Guardian, the ranking for the top 20 universities may a little bit different than ranking in say for example Times ranking of the UK. Similarly, it also varies as per the program as well. Now, for example, Ulster University in Northern Ireland, one of the very best schools for the last 4 or 5 years. They've been ranked top in pharmacy school, physiotherapy. They have very good facilities for students in those programs as well. They're very highly ranked school in terms of those programs. Some universities might be good in design, like Bournemouth University is very popular for their animation program. For law, I would say there are universities like Brunel, which is like out in outskirts of London, in top of the in 35 sorry in like they're like in top, I would say 35 to 40 schools in overall ranking in the UK for law ranking. So it varies from school to school, but every universities have some kind of different rankings in terms of their reputation to what they have to offer to students. In terms of student supports, some universities may be very higher in terms of their academic ranking. So it varies that what kind of universities you're looking at, and at the same time how much budget you are looking at to spend. Give me just 1 second. I think something is there. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. So again, in terms, all these are public funded universities. Your degrees will be recognized across the globe, and your program will be accredited as well. So do not worry about that if universities, if you haven't heard about these universities, if these universities are legit or no. These all are public funded universities. They are across the UK. There are some are based in UK, some are based in England, Northern Ireland, but it all varies from the program you're applying to. The best way to choose any university I would suggest is when you make an application, get an offer, first see if the courses what you have applied for matches something which you wanted to do, if that brings an interest in your career, and if you see there's a lot of there is a scholarship, like what kind of funding the universities are offering to offering to students. So the first suggestion I will suggest is that look to the program contents. See if those programs offered bring some interest in you. Number one. The second thing is that what kind of funding the universities would like to offer as an individual students to you. And of course, at the end of the day, all these schools have accommodations, almost the same kind of accommodations for every single student. It's a guaranteed placement for year one for undergrad applications, and almost the same kind of facilities will be provided by all of the universities to international students. So yeah, it's important to understand that despite you may not know the university name, just because of that you will make a decision and disregard that, rather than checking the ranking, the fees, the funding, the student support really makes you really helps you to make a final decision. um, Now, this is another very interesting option for those, especially who are applying for a master's program or an undergrad program, but unable to get into these top 20 universities of the UK. So this is called a study group. You probably might be eligible for most of the school, might not be eligible for these of the schools because of your academics, but there's an option for you that you can go into the second year of, say, for example, Lancaster University, or you can do 1 year at at a study group uh, for Aberdeen University and can go into the second year there, provided that you have met the prerequisites. Similarly, that if you are looking for a master's program and you're not eligible, you do not meet the required grades or admission criteria, you just missed by a very little margin. You probably can go into study group option, take pre-masters, and then further go. Once you complete your pre-masters, you can choose and you can go to the master's program in any of the schools associated with a study group. So just keep in mind, this is not a direct entry to the universities, but through study group, just to make sure that you haven't met the prerequisites what the universities were having or offering to the students. But you can go and use this link or pathway to go into those schools where you want to go. Remember, these are all highly, their programs may be very expensive, but at the same time, they are the top schools. There are quite a few top schools in the UK as well. So for Canadians, I know, I mean, a lot of times we have gone through this through our university fairs and the fairs we attend very regularly at study global fairs as well. We come across that a lot of the students wanted to do specifically very particular programs like physiotherapy, optometry, law, medicine, for example. And we find out that through our research in London area, there are a number of universities which are very popular, but some of them which is very popular among students is Brunel as well, which is offering 2 years LLB program. And this is for them who wanted to do an LLB law, and after they already have an undergrad degree, which is 4 years from Canada or any part of the world. Um, Of course, Brunel University offer a lot of webinars as well. We can if you have registered with us, we will send you the links or information once they are having the next seminar or webinar, I would say. Similarly, they have physiotherapy, and for those who are interested in medicine, their medicine program is going to be starting in September 2021. You can apply for them after October 15 when the first deadline comes up for medicine schools in the UK. So Brunel, because they are accepting and willing to accept the students after the deadline as well, but the best part about it is that they really do not have, as far as I remember in our presentation, they do not really have a cap on international students. It's £40,000 a year, but and they do not need a UCAT as well, which is an aptitude test required for medicine. Similarly, Ulster University, which is in Northern Ireland, they are one of the biggest universities in the UK with having 4 campuses. They frequently do webinars as well, and we can always send you invitation to attend to learn more about the university facilities, the campuses. So this is one of the beautiful campuses I visited myself. There are high-ranked universities in pharmacy, as I mentioned, optometry, physiotherapy. So those who are looking to do the sciences-related program, even if they're looking for medicine, and if they have the second choice, pardon me. So if they have the second choice, which is related to science program, Ulster is definitely another good option for them because it's convenient in terms of traveling to London. It's about an hour and a half flight from there. Very affordable accommodation. In terms of the university ranking, in terms of those programs, is very high as well. So I would say that yes, in terms of many programs which is related to science area, Ulster may be another good options to look at. And Ulster is very willing to give scholarships up to £4,000 to eligible students. So do contact one of our counselors for this. Another university very popular among Canadian is Kiel, which is at I think it's in northwest of the UK. They are very popular for their physiotherapy, medicine, and pharmacy program. Another university which is very highly ranked in those programs and very popular for the health sciences. So as I mentioned earlier, when you're choosing a university, do make sure that you are choosing as per their ranking on the particular subject you are going to. So some universities may be very high rank on a particular as an overall, but might not be as a high rank into particular programs you're applying to. So so yeah, look into those, and we will be able to help you out in terms of further explanation about what exactly it means by student support or accommodation ranking they might have it, or any small things which might be helpful for you to make a decision. So these are current scholarships available through our partner schools, but these are just a few of them. As I mentioned, there are lots of scholarships available. You can see at Brunel, it's a guaranteed scholarship most of the time, about £2,000 per year. When you say guaranteed, it means that you need to really have or maintain a certain GPA at your first year to qualify for the same kind of scholarship in the second year. So £2,000 guaranteed means that first year you will get, for example, if you have a 70% in your high school, or 75%, for example, they will give you £2,000 scholarship for the first year. And the second year, if you maintain that GPA in your first year, you will basically carrying that £2,000 to the second year as well. Same as with the third year. There is, of course, 50% scholarship at UG and like undergrad and postgrad level. And again, that is very competitive, but it's worth trying it for making sure that by looking through your transcript, one of our counselors will definitely be able to tell you if you are eligible enough to apply for that 50% scholarship at Brunel. Similarly, as with other schools like Bournemouth, they guaranteed about £3,500 scholarship at the master's level. Again, when I say guaranteed, it doesn't mean that you apply, you get an offer, and you get a scholarship. It's all about how the application has been presented, how your personal statement, make sure its personal statement is good enough, covering your academic side as well as your extracurricular activities, your work experience if you have. Uh, Again, my team is very expert, has very in-depth expertise in terms of looking to your personal statements and suggesting what would be the best options available in the UK in terms of where you can fit in terms of scholarships or in terms of getting an offer from the universities. Nothing is guaranteed, but with the experience we have, we definitely can help you in terms of guiding to the right route. So these are few scholarships as I mentioned from our schools, from our partner universities, I would say. And then there are lots of other scholarships available, which are external scholarships as well, which we can guide as we go along. So these are some of the scholarships which our students received in 2019. So you can see there are like a bunch of, like I didn't mention about £4,000 scholarship about Ulster universities, but that is what they can go up to. And you can see, so universities like Bangor at North Wales, they had a guaranteed scholarship of £2,000 for their LLB programs. The best part about Bangor is that they have a Canadian aspect. This is for Canadians, of course. So those who are going to Bangor, they have a Canadian administrative module as a part of their law program, which Canadians can take as an elective. But again, so it varies from university to university. They do offer a various ample amount of scholarships to international students. It is still available, I would say, but it's a matter of time. When if you apply now, you probably will be able to get as much as you can, depending upon your grade, depending upon your application, of course. So it can vary from £1,000 to anything between £1,000 to £4,000, but easily. I believe this is we are on the last slide of the presentation, and if you have any question, you are more than welcome to connect with us. Of course, at this moment of time when we are all on lockdown stage, the best way to connect is through WhatsApp or through email addresses. I would rather suggest that when you're making an application, take an advice, take a second opinion from one of our colleagues to make sure that when you're making an application, how much you have chance to get into the school. We definitely will be able to help not just about the schools we are working with, but also about through various of the partner schools we can work with, but also some external institutions as well in the UK. Those who are looking to study in Canada as an international students, right now at this moment of time, because what's going on, everything is, most of the visa application centers are closed in most of the countries, like in Pakistan or India most of the time right now. I would say it is difficult to get into September session 2020. However, it's worth making an application, get a conditional offer, and probably you can make an application and see how it goes from there on, because at this moment of time it's too early to say how the sessions will be running in September. Either the universities will go online or will they be doing a defer application for next year. So at this moment of time, applications are open, get an offer. It's easier, it's faster right now. They are working very hard either in UK or Canada, but then let's see how it goes from there on. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us on the email mentioned below, or sorry, email mentioned on this on this slide, or contact us through through WhatsApp or direct contact number on here. I believe this is all about here, and if you have any questions right now, you probably can contact us. You probably can send me a message on Q&A, and if there are any, we will be able to answer. So let me see if we have any questions here. So there is a question, UK universities are taking admission application for September 20. Yes, they are. They are still open and they are still making, they're still taking applications globally for various programs apart from medicine right now. But if you have any particular program which you wanted to apply in, say for example, law or medicine or law and pharmacy physiotherapy, please contact us, because what we wanted to make sure is that universities are accepting application as much as they are complete. They do understand you will not be able to get various documents such as your reference letter for now. However, if you have written your personal statement and if you have your transcript, which you can get from online application, from your online portal from your college, for example, that will really help. So do contact us on our email address. Let me type my email address right now here, so that you can send your documents on this email ID. What we need at this moment of time is your transcript and resume for now to assess the application for your program you're applying to. So yes, UK universities are accepting application for now. And in relating to that, question is concerned current pandemic and UK VI and visa issue to get it after admissions. The visa has nothing to do with this current scenario at this moment of time. What visa is linked to is your offer to the universities. If you have received an offer from the universities, and if you have meet the prerequisites before prerequisites of meeting of applying to a UK visa, then you should be all right. UK at this moment of time, as I mentioned, UK universities is taking things as normal. They are not really making everything will be really clear by end of, I would say, June, how these sessions for September will go along, whether they will be online, whether they will be deferring it for the next year. The picture would be very clear by end of June, I would say. However, if everything goes normal after May or after June, things will be really in chaos in terms of making applications. Everybody in the universities and in the schools will be really busy in processing the application. At this moment, I would say this is like a silence before storm, because at this moment of time, if the things got normal, which we are very optimistic, I would say, fingers crossed, I would say it's better to make an application now. Try to gather as much as document you can through in consultation with our admissions person, and then once the application is made, get an offer. Probably you will be also getting making application for the scholarship too. So I would still highly recommend you to make an application and then take things from there. Okay, so there is another question saying that, is a scholarship made before an offer is made? No. A scholarship is only the second step. Once you have an offer from the university which you make an application, then the university will either make a scholarship offer right after the admission offer has been made, or they will do an interview before making an offer as well. The more the scholarship bet is, like £5,000 or £4,000, they will probably do an interview session with you to make sure that they are giving to the right candidate where it deserves to go, for example. So I would say that first thing first is make an application, because there's no cost involved in it. You probably can get 5 offers or 4 offers. If you're going through UCAS, the cost is only $25, 25 pounds, which is roughly about, I think, 43 Canadian dollars. And then once the offer has been made, then you probably have a good chance to make a decision where to go, which scholarships to accept, and make a decision according to that. So yes, that is the email address which somebody has asked me the email address to send the documents. That is the email address, admissions@studentsolution.co.uk. You can send us for any inquiries, either study in Canada or study in UK. If you have a specific question about applying through OSAP funding, which is the local funding for Canadian, for provincial law, you probably can send us an email, and then we will advise you how to apply for that. At this moment of time, as I mentioned, it will be, I'm not sure OSAP offices are working currently. So it's better that you just have an offer for now. Let's leave the financial bit a bit later and see how it goes from there on. All right, so we will be running the same webinar, same presentation tomorrow as well. For those who have attended this and they want their parents to attend this thing tomorrow, or their friends to attend this tomorrow, at the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having this presentation again. But you are more than welcome to send an email and contact us through WhatsApp. We will be able to guide you as much as we can for a study abroad. Thank you very much for your participation, and thank you very much for coming up. Hope you find this presentation useful. If you have any question, feel free to contact us. Thank you very much. I see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.